Well, morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we emotionally screwed up and sleep deprived? Because I sure as hell am today. It's 2:42 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It is September the 3rd, 2023. For a Sunday morning in the wee Regency of Rosamond, California. I'm sending this one out to Bo of the fifth column regarding his article. Let's talk about Canada, the United States, and red states, and boy, is he hitting points. I like to say to him, wait, where the hell were you a long time ago? Really? Because now you put this crap out there? Now we got to be worried about it? You're a day late and a dollar short, dude. Good Lord. Young Turks out there on social media have been talking about for a few years, as long as I know caught up on their shows. They've been talking about a National Sheriff's Association out there with a lot of sheriffs who think that they can bend the will of Congress and the United States Constitution around their job because they are the power and nobody else, and therefore they will arrest people under their own rules and regulations and their own guidance. Where the hell were you, Bo? You didn't even pick up on this kind of stuff? I mean, hell, you go to Canada's website to the travel restrictions, probably because somebody plugged you into that one, and now you're shocked about it? You've been hearing about this damn thing for years, and now you're shocked about it? Good Lord, or you're a day late and a dollar short. I'm not sounding like an elitist at this point over here. I'm trying not to be an elitist over here. I'm just saying, wake the hell up, dude. Good Lord. I've been telling you, it's the people's responsibility, but if they don't take any responsibility for their actions, accountability, transparency, responsibility, guess what, Bo? We're here. You're trying to point that out to the people that, take charge on these things. The rest of these people just don't give a hoot about any of this. They don't care about Canada and about our reputation at this point over here. We got our megalomania and we got our ego running at full speed. And it's no wonder we're crashing and burning on everybody else's viewpoint. We had elected a gas bag in 2016. Now we're paying the price on this shit. We already had the Tea Party in the beginning of the century here. They're starting up in the 90s, the extremism. And now we've really got it full blown right now. Where were you talking about this? Crickets. Crickets. Things been going on like here, and I haven't seen you thumping on the drums yet. Now you're thumping on the drums? After the country is burning up like crazy? Crickets. You're going to be asking the same thing as me at this point over here. And I'm just as naive as everybody else, dude. See, I had to learn more and more about what's been going on and what's been spreading like a cancer. And then I get into YouTube, I see all these postings left and right, and people freaking out, telling people that they should be doing this, they should be following this, because of fear, ignorance, indifference, hatred. But we've been having this damn thing for God knows how long. Goes back further, dude. That's what happens when you have to study history. And you being a part of the journalism ilk during those days, history should have been part of your education out there. Apparently it wasn't. Where the hell was I growing up? Catch my videos. I'll tell you all about me. Now I'm catching up. It's just fast as you are, trying to figure things out. So yeah, if it feels like I'm dumping on you, I'm dumping on you. But then again, I'm dumping on America because America isn't America anymore. I don't know what the hell the United States of America is anymore. We're supposed to be land of the free and the home of the brave. We lost that a long time ago. When we've allowed people to take power and we don't challenge them on it, I'm seeing the postings out there in social media. I also look around my own neighborhood and see how things are. I watch the news. I watch local news. I watch the national, the corporate media. I also check out the social media. I'm trying to keep myself abreast of the situations happening, though. And yes, right now there's a camera facing me, but I'm facing you on YouTube with your video there. I should be. I'm rude because I'm not facing the camera at this point over here, but I'm directing at your picture here because I don't know how to talk to you any other way, pal. I was going to be talking about other things happening, especially the National Sheriff's Department, our associations who are wanting to enforce their own versions and their own rules and regulations, which laws they want to enforce and which laws they don't want to enforce. I didn't understand until I was catching clips here and there online and what I was seeing on the news these days. You and MSNBC will do a story on it every once in a while, and just to alert the public what's going on. Sometimes their local constabulary is not helpful to the community, but only to their own power-hungry, egotistical, megalomania ways. And if we are hurting and lacking on respect for the sheriff's department and local law enforcement, we are. Because if we feel that they are obstructing justice or blaming people that they're obstructing justice, then maybe we are turning. And here's a scary thought about it, Bo. We're going back into medievalism. Think about it. What happened in England a long time ago, or in other countries, when they have their own fiefdoms, when they had their own little areas fighting for their control for their little territories here. You ever think about this stuff? I do it. I'm already too well aware that, yeah, we do have a policing situation. We do have a sheriff's department and police departments are out of control. And that law enforcement is becoming more of a joke, and the legal system's even worse. When you get conservatives on the judge who overlook these little things and matters, no wonder they're saying about our two-tier justice system. Yeah, I agree with them. I agree with them. We're supposed to have one, theoretically, but we don't. We have multiple. And how are we supposed to be dealing with that one there? Should have been talking about that one, Bo. You worry about how the international community looks at us. I'm worried about our own community looking at us. We're supposed to be putting up this veneer and this facade. We're supposed to be the greatest thing. We keep putting this stuff up. We're crumbling left and right. The supports aren't there, Bo. So yeah. And I blame the people for that one too. They got misled, and they're thinking that other people are sheeple and they know what's going on. Well, they don't. They're ignorant bastards. Every single damn citizen we got, or theoretical citizen we got. Because they don't rise up. They don't take. But if they are going to be taken, we're going to be running into a hell of a situation here, aren't we? Chaos and more confusion, and this time we're going to have rioting like crazy that we don't know who to trust. And we already lost that a long time ago, dude. We're losing it. No, I'll take that back. We already lost it. The Civil War still continues to this day. Unfortunately, the ugly spirits of it is still permeating around us, haunting us like crazy. We want to do right. If we want to do right by those who have fallen on the wayside, who are trying to warn us about this crap, the people better get off their dead asses. But they don't want to get off their dead asses. They want everybody else to solve their own damn issues. Hence, though, I blame the people of the United States. Every damn state who's got these kind of issues going on, when you got sheriff's department running their areas as fiefdoms, when you have communities allowing politicians to make the rules to ban people and their thoughts and everything else. Guess what? Welcome to 1984, George Orwell. You ever read the book and knew about the author there, Bo? Had to be required reading when you were going through college, at least going through an English course. You ever taken critical thinking and literature? Maybe you could have torn apart George Orwell during that time, or maybe Aldous Huxley. Brave New World. Yeah. We're not living in a brave new world. We're living in a world that's already collapsing on us at this point over here. We're not taking care of issues. We've already allowed extremism to run around like cockroaches. Now they're already multiplied. We can't get rid of that damn things. They're immune to the bug sprays. I got the literal bugs walking around all over the place here in my little apartment, my little fiefdom. But the bugs in two-legged forms are still out there causing more mischief. And if they can't be curtailed by legal means and willing to spread their damn crap all over the damn place, the people aren't developing an allergic reaction to these guys. I'm sorry to say, we're screwed. I'm not being helpful about this one, and I'm not. People want to say that they want to make sure that America is great. Well, we thought it was great at one time, and now we're dividing ourselves with fear, with paranoia, with anger, with blame everything else, and blame everybody else, and blame, 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 blame. But we never accept responsibility. We never accept accountability or transparency. None of it. We're just not there. We're not going to be there sometime soon because we're already screwed up right now as it is. We keep saying we're hoping for a miracle from God. No, it takes miracles from us. Every day, every damn action, every damn thought has to be that way. We want to make sure America is great again. We want to make sure that we're not trying to kill our neighbors. We're trying to help our neighbors as much as possible. That we're not trying to arrest them under our own prejudgment here on people. If we're going to be wearing a tin star of any sort, we damn near sure what laws we are going to be following, which is going to be under the Constitution of the United States. We have to afford people those amenities that it offers us. We have to be responsible. We have to be held accountable. We have to be transparent about it. But no, you think you know better. You think you know the law is better. Therefore, you're going to be running your area like a fiefdom. And nothing can touch you because you got that star in there. And therefore, you think you got all the power. You're held accountable to the people that you serve. You are held accountable to the laws that you swore on, to the U.S. Constitution that you swore to. But disobeying those laws and the Constitution makes you a real lousy person. You got ego and megalomania in there instead of a willingness to serve the people, what you're supposed to do, protect and serve. But who you're protecting and who you're serving? Yourselves? Is that how it goes? When I hear sheriffs saying that certain election laws are going to be followed and others are not, or other criminals are going to be released and not, or just pick people off the street just because they think they can, and then have to go through the damn jury system and legal system to prove that the officers screwed up because they took the law into their own hands. Stormtrooper ideas? Well, guess what? We've got them these days. You didn't think about that one, Bo, did you? You weren't talking about that crap. I've been watching some of your shows that you've got on there. Well, I love that one concerning about Canada having a warning about us because certain states don't allow the LGBTQT communities out there. Yeah. You're embarrassed about it? You going to hide your head in shame? Or are you going to be pissed off at the people at this point over here allowed this shit to happen in the first place? I am. You want to hold them accountable? Hold those frickin' states accountable. Burn their asses. Burn their feet. Theoretically. Not literally. Yeah, I come from a state that's theoretically a libtard, but we still have our own factions here. They think that they own everything and they're above the law. We still got them in certain counties out here. We still got those sheriff's departments acting as posses. Didn't think about that one, did you? Schmuck. And I'll call everybody else a schmuck at this point over here because you guys allowed this shit to happen. You protested, yeah, but you didn't protest hard enough and long enough. Bring your votes in. You're going to be voting in your new sheriffs, vote in your new sheriffs, but make sure that these guys aren't the ones who are going to turn your towns into a fiefdom, but the places that they're going to be serving the public, that they swore an oath to do so. And I'll address this one over to Young Turks. Every once in a while, you will run the story concerning about the National Sheriff's Department or Sheriff's Association, and I tried to look on their website of what you guys were talking about. They were not posting it out there directly, and I don't know who the hell these people you're talking about because they're not available out there. But it says that you actually did your own research on it. I just wish the rest of the public can actually do that so we can find out who and what you're talking about. And then maybe shine the spotlight on those little cockroaches. Yeah, I know. If I happen to travel outside the state, I'm going to be in trouble, right? Well, I already am. I got a big mouth. I'm using the First Amendment at this point over here, and it's a good way of burying me alive like the worm I am, wriggling on a hook. Wriggling on a hook. See, I hadn't drunk anything. I don't drink. I don't use. I'll have my head screwed up with so much chemical crap. It's not funny. And here's another thing. I'm going to probably address this one over to the White House. President Biden. Mr. President, with all due respect, coming from one Democrat to another Democrat, are you out of your bloody mind? Marijuana you're wanting to legalize? I think, sir, you need to reevaluate that decision. Otherwise, reevaluate yourself as being mentally sane. And you might as well ask Vice President Kamala Harris why she was prosecuting like crazy on those things. Why it mattered a great deal to her about reinforcing the drug rules and drug laws that we actually had. It pissed me off when California, sir, passed the laws concerning about legalizing marijuana. We shouldn't have done it. We should have kept cracking down on the damn evil weed. Mr. President, you should have seen Roseman, California a few years ago when we actually were trying to get those laws going. And then afterwards, how many pot houses and how many places we had selling weed out here in Kern County, which is, unfortunately, McJerky's Speaker of the Circus. This is his territory out here. He loved it and he had it going. He wasn't doing any law and order out here. But they actually did do some crackdowns, so we only got maybe a few legal dispensaries here. But this whole town smelled like marijuana. Despite the fact they kept saying it's for medical and medicinal purposes. I'm like, give me a break. There is nothing medicinal about marijuana and its stench around here. I need a gas mask just to breathe, damn it. I've seen how marijuana has affected people. I've seen how my brother was affected by it and went to hard drugs. Don't tell me marijuana is safe these days. Don't tell me that at all. Personal history tells me otherwise. And I damn near had my brother killed by the damn stuff. Don't tell me otherwise, Mr. President. I'd rather be voting for your vice president, because apparently she's got a little bit clearer and level head on her shoulders than you do, sir. And this is coming from a Democrat who still supported you along the way, up until this point. It's bad enough we've got Congress can't get off their dead asses and are doing the same damn running around like they did the first 2 years when old Gasbag was in the office. You call him the uh, other administration. I call him the Gasbag. That's what he is. He's a grifter. He and his cronies, when they were in Congress, running around like crazy. For the first 2 years, they didn't get anything passed, but they kept screaming and yelling that they want their laws going. And if there was any GOP responsible, any GOP parents out there responsible, they weren't keeping these brats in line. Now we got the brats growing up as adults, and they think they can run everything now. We got a budget situation happening here coming up, and we're going to be getting that screwed over. And if we happen to go into shutdown, it's still on your ass, Mr. President. But it's also on, unfortunately, my representative's ass as well, because he's theoretical Speaker of the House. Now, this asshole wanted this so badly, Mr. President. He wanted it so damn bad. He sold his soul to the circus. Now the circus asks him, dance around the three rings. Otherwise, go shoveling up everyone else's manure outside. But he had to do that before he got to his position, didn't he? So yeah, it's a three-ring circus regarding Congress right now, both sides. I don't care what kind of a lead we have, a very thin lead in the Senate. The House is the one I get worried about, because we have toddler brains running around all over the place, think they can order and shout things left and right. Oh, I love this one here, Mr. President. I love it that they're trying to impeach you, sir. Not the idea of impeaching you, but they keep forgetting what the line of succession is. Mr. President, who's your vice president? And she's what, sir? She's a Democrat? Oh. Ooh. And how much closer do we have until the next election cycle? 2024? Ooh. I don't think these people have actually thought it clear enough. If they happen to get rid of you, for whatever reason that they come up with, and the Senate doesn't buy it, but if they actually had bought it, they got Kamala Harris, vice president, who would be transferred into power of becoming president of the United States. Now, how fast would they be able to get up another impeachment to get rid of her in order to get McCarthy in office? Unless, of course, they're going to be getting rid of McCarthy any which way they can, probably. I wouldn't put it past them anyway. They're out of it. They're out of their damn minds. Basically, we haven't had an election cycle that actually had been stable all this time. Not for a long while. I don't know if we're going to be actually having a stable election. But here's the thing. Mr. President, I still blame the people, because it's the people's fault for not following through things, for not making sure that we actually have a running government that the people agreed to in the first place. We're in trouble, Mr. President. You're trying everything you can to talk to these people left and right. The young people are the ones we're really got to be reaching out for. and the undecided and an independents. We've already got a polarization going on between the parties, and even some of the times the parties are not doing as well as they should, sir. They're not. Now, if we have to have politicians in there saying that they're going to be doing a better job than you are, I mean, it's one thing for the opposition to do that in the first place. We're already seeing how they're managing their own territories, basically, or mismanaging it. This isn't just a thunk. This isn't just a thought. I'm waking up to the fact that I've got a country going downhill that nobody cares about. We keep looking to our elected leaders for help, and they're screwing us over left and right. I'm kind of surprised we hadn't had a civil war again on this one. I'm kind of surprised that these people are going to be turning their heads in disgust and saying, we can't deal with this anymore. It ain't fair, sir. It's not fair. That being said, I've said my piece on this particular video. This is John Cameron Weaver from Rosamond, California.